A dervish or darvish is someone treading a Sufi Muslim ascetic path or tariqah, known for their extreme poverty and austerity. In this respect, dervishes are most similar to mendicant friars in Christianity or Hindu Jain sadhus. Etymology. The Persian word Darvish is of ancient origin and descends from a Proto-Iranian word that appears in Avestan as drigai, needy, mendicant. Via Middle Persian Dryush, the Iranian word is probably a cognate with the Vedic Sanskrit word adrigai, an epithet of uncertain meaning applied to several deities. The Vedic word is probably to be analyzed as a dhrigu, that is not dhrigu, perhaps not poor, that is rich. The existence of this Vedic cognate suggests that the institution of the holy mendicant was as prominent among the ancient Indo-Iranian people as it has been historically in later Iran in the form of dervish brotherhoods and also in India in the form of the various schools of sannyasis. However, because the etymology of the word is not apparent from the point of view of the modern Persian language, there have been attempts to make the parts of the word interpretable in terms of contemporary words and with reference to Sufic mystical concepts. Dar in Persian means a door. Dervish has been interpreted as one who goes from door to door. The Persian word also gives terms for ascetic in some languages, as in the Urdu phrase Darvīsh tabiat, an unflappable or ascetic temperament. Religious practice. Many dervishes are mendicant ascetics who have taken a vow of poverty, unlike mullahs. The main reason they beg is to learn humility, but dervishes are prohibited to beg for their own good. They have to give the collected money to other poor people. Others work in common professions. Egyptian Kadiri are known in Turkey as Kadri a fisherman, for example. Some classical writers indicate that the poverty of the dervish is not merely economic. Saudi, for instance, who himself travelled widely as a dervish, and wrote extensively about them, says in his Gulistan, "Of what avail is frock, or rosary, or clouted garment? Keep thyself but free from evil deeds, it will not need for thee to wear the cap of felt, a Darwesh be in heart, and wear the cap of Tartary." Rumi writes in Book 1 of his Navi, "Water that's poured inside will sink the boat, while water underneath keeps it afloat." Driving well from his heart to keep it pure, King Solomon preferred the title "Pour that seal jar in the stormy sea out there floats on the waves because it's full of air, when you've the air of dervishhood inside you'll float above the world and there abide." Whirling dervishes. The whirling dance or Sufi whirling that is proverbially associated with dervishes is best known in the West by the practices of the Mevlevi order in Turkey, and is part of a formal ceremony known as the Sema. It is, however, also practiced by other orders. The Sema is only one of the many Sufi ceremonies performed to try to reach religious ecstasy. The name Mevlevi comes from the Persian poet, Rumi, who was a dervish himself. This practice, though not intended as entertainment, has become a tourist attraction in Turkey. Orders. There are various orders of dervishes, almost all of which trace their origins from various Muslim saints and teachers, especially Imam Ali. Various orders and sub-orders have appeared and disappeared over the centuries. Dervishes spread into North Africa, Turkey, the Balkans, the Caucasus, Iran, Pakistan, India, Afghanistan and Tajikistan. Other groups include the Batashes, who were connected to the Janissaries, and the Senussi, who are rather orthodox in their beliefs. Other fraternities and subgroups chant verses of the Quran, play drums or whirl in groups, all according to their specific traditions. They practice meditation, as is the case with most of the Sufi orders in South Asia, many of whom owe allegiance to, or were influenced by, the Chishti order. Each fraternity uses its own garb and methods of acceptance and initiation, some of which may be rather severe. Dervish state. The Dervish state was an early 20th century Somali Sunni Islamic state that was established by Muhammad Abdullah Hussein, a religious leader who gathered Somali soldiers from across the Horn of Africa and united them into a loyal army known as the Dervishes. This Dervish army enabled Hussein to carve out a powerful state through conquest of lands claimed by the Somali sultans, the Ethiopians and the European powers. The Dervish state acquired renown in the Islamic and Western worlds due to its resistance against Britain and Italy. the Dervish state successfully repulsed British forces 4 times and forced them to retreat to the coastal region. The polity also maintained relations with other authorities, receiving support from the Ottoman and German empires. The Turks also named Hassan emir of the Somali nation, and the Germans promised to officially recognize any territories the Dervishes were to acquire. Other historical uses, Mahdists. Various Western historical writers have sometimes used the term dervish rather loosely, linking it to, among other things, the Mahdist uprising in Sudan and other rebellions against colonial powers. In such cases, the term dervishes may have been used as a generic term for the opposing Islamic entity and all members of its military, political and religious institutions, including persons who would not be considered dervishes in the strict sense. For example, a contemporary British drawing of the fighting in Sudan was entitled The Defeat of the Dervishes at Toskee. British response. Gallery. See also. Darvīsh, a variant of the spelling, fakir, the journey of the Sufi/the Dervish, Kalanda, Wasanjali Darāwiish, the tale of the 4 dervishes Kaisa Chahar Dervish, references. External links, Bektashi Order of Dervishes, Rafai Dervish Order Rafai Dervishes, a photo essay on the Sufis and Sufi dervishes of Pakistan, videos of dervish music and dances of Rumi.